True.
The intro, you think you just want to jump?
I think I got the intro, man. We done enough. It's all good,
yeah, we
bro.
good enough.
Oh, started? Yep. Welcome to the Mongoose and Baby Python Show. I'm Mongoose.
I'm Baby Python.
Now today, we're going to review the fights for UFC 174. Hell yeah.
Yay.
174. It was actually a decent card.
It was. It wasn't that bad.
Let's
Let's talk about something. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah, that first card, the main card.
Yeah.
I always fuck up his name, man.
You know, we just went over this, did we not? It's Kazmat Shamaz.
Kamat Shamaz. I hate that. You know how them names be.
Yeah, he looks like he'll be something out of Khabib's camp. Cause he has like this weird Russian guy,
bro.
Yeah,
his style. He got a Khabib-like style.
Yeah. No, they might be in the same camp.
Bro, that first round TKO was crazy, man. Crazy. Because, hey, look, dude was squirming.
And
oh, my bad. He was fighting Ray's McGee. Ray's McGee. Dude was on... He was like an insect trying to get out of a spider's... Like, out of a spider's grip. I felt sorry for the dude. I was like, oh, shit.
You better move, brother.
I'm like, bro. Oh, man, it was terrible, man.
Trying to get away from him.
Yeah, the whole time. And Chazmat, he just, I keep saying Chaz, whatever. Chazmat just wrapping him up, pop, dude, oh shit.
That's how you control ground pound, you feel me?
Man, he was controlling shit out, dude.
He might be somebody to look at.
Bro, dude didn't have a chance.
Nah,
he didn't have a chance because it was like a daddy. It was like a daddy wrestling with a son. You know what I'm saying?
Too big, too strong.
Yeah.
Come here, son.
Give up yet? You give up yet?
He's like, no, Papa, no.
I'm like, man, I can't say he could have did better because he's just too good.
Well,
but he's in a welterweight.
Yeah,
it was a welterweight fight.
I feel like he might be somebody to look at.
Bro, he is, because he knows
how to dominate.
We didn't cover the card last weekend.
True.
But
we're gonna take a hiatus. A little break. We all need breaks.
I believe he fought last week.
Did he?
Yeah, because he said,
right up.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Oh, snap.
Two fights in 1 week, man.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. That's
crazy.
He a special breed of fighter, man.
Crazy.
He's more than a killer, man. He's more than a killer. He's a different breed of human.
I didn't even think about that, man.
Think, man. You know how hard it is
to fight 2 weeks in a row.
He's just that damn
back to back.
He's that damn good.
That means you fought last week. You trained this week. However you need to train, but you have basically almost no recovery time.
Right.
So like if you hurt, injured, any cuts, bruises you may have sustained in the fight, you sparring, you got protection on. He had to fight. And then show up this week and fight again.
But at the same time, he's still just as ready. It's only a week. He's still just as ready for the next fight because it's only been a week of him preparing for the last. No, since he fought the last fight, he prepared. I said a couple months for that fight. Now check this out. Also, the upside of that is fighting within a week like that. He didn't have to cut. He didn't have to cut as much weight.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he was already on that shape, that diet.
Right. So that fight was in the bag.
Yeah, when you come out of the fight, you want to eat, but sometimes you don't want to eat, depending on your injuries. Or, you know what I'm saying? You just kind of basically he knew he had another fight coming, so he knew he had to keep his weight. But still, like that is a feat to be had. I'm
gonna be on the lookout for him.
I give him props. I give him a check.
Right now, he's the welterweight Khabib.
Yeah, basically that's what I was thinking. He might come out of his camp too, though.
They might. So
we saw he fought closely like Khabib does. I think he has more control over the ground and pound, but he's one to watch.
Hell yeah.
Kazmat.
No, Chazmat, man.
So now we got
Chazmat, yeah.
And this is kind of funny because it's 2 welterweight fights back to back. Now you got Alex Oliveira, right? Oliveira, and Peter Sobotta.
Yeah.
So the funny thing about last night's card was everybody on the right-hand side won, which I've never personally seen, which is funny. We don't get to everybody, but everybody on the right-hand side won the fight last night, which is funny.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I was like, nobody on the left hand side, huh?
For real?
For real.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
I promise you. Hand on the Bible.
Alright.
Anyway,
I believe you.
Anyway, that was a decision fight. You know what I'm saying?
But Oliveira put us. But that was a good fight.
He's not a. I'm not gonna. I don't want to rush and say like he's a legend, but he's an old school. He's an older fighter. You know what I mean?
I say like a veteran. Like you know. What I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's the word I'm looking for. A veteran. He is a veteran, so he has more ring time. I've never heard of Peter Sabata or whatever. Sabota.
Yeah, me neither.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was kind of an expected win. Maybe he just took that just to kind of like get his ring rest out. Because I ain't seen Alex in a while.
It was groove back.
Yeah, get his little groove back.
He fought somebody. I can't remember who he fought.
I personally haven't seen him.
I can't remember the last person he fought. I can't remember. I don't know why I can't remember the last person he fought. I want to say... Damn, I can't remember. No, never mind. I was going to say somebody else, but that was the last.
I remember him losing a couple times, which I was kind of salty about. So that's why I'm like, I feel like he took this fight to get his ring rest and get it back. But rightfully so, he still won by decision. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He dominated for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
Nice that snap kick he had, bro.
You feel me?
Yeah, he was doing some damage on Peter.
He was trying to bring out the old Alex.
I was like Oliveira versus Peter. I was like Oliveira got this.
I mean,
I was like, I'm like, but it's like Oliveira. It's like he's good. He's good, but it's like he can never beat the top.
No, he can't. That's the thing.
Like, he can never beat the top guys.
That kills me. That's why I'm like, I can't say he's a legend because for some odd reason he looks scary and tough and like kind of crazy, but he just never.
Once he gets to the upper echelon of fighters, it's like he loses. It's like
doesn't deliver. Damn. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, this Peter fight was kind of expected. Like, it was one of those fights that kind of, he's not a rookie anymore, but it just keeps him in the game. It sustains his place as a veteran. You know what I mean? But like you said, he can never be an upper echelon type fighter. But so, good fight for Alex. He won by decision. Non-championship fight though. Anyway, but I wanted to harp on the two welterweight fights back to back. So that means those four guys could see each other at any point.
Ooh,
you see what I'm saying?
If Oliveira fought, if he fought Chazmet
got him.
Oh, this is gonna be terrible.
Because he fights like how Khabib fights. You know what I'm saying? He got hands and he can control the ground. Even though Alex is a BJJ kind of person, you know what I'm saying? He can maneuver out of some things, but the way he was dominating
that pressure and control he has, I don't see anybody
doing the same weight class. Not like Alex does look big, but he's no bigger than any other welterweight. He just looks big. You see what I'm saying?
I don't feel like he looks big. I don't think Alex Oliveira looks that big.
Maybe I'm just tiny. I don't know. You know what I mean? But all right. So Alex got that. The fight was nice, but it wasn't nothing really go crazy about. So light heavyweight fight between Paul Craig and I don't even know.
I don't know how to say his name.
I'm gonna take a nice little task on that. What's his name? Gadze Hamrad. Gadze Himrad.
What the hell did you just say?
Anyway, he lost.
Yeah, he did.
First round, what was it? No, it was a triangle choke, man.
Gazmarad, and his last name is Antigavlad.
Huh? Antigavlad. Just give up on his name, bro. I don't see him being.
I don't see him being nobody either. His name's too long.
So call him nobody.
His name's too long, and he lost in a triangle choke. Come on now.
First.
You know what I'm saying? First round. 2 minutes and 6 seconds.
He had to work his way back up for real.
Yeah, like, come on now. That ain't nothing. Like, you just got whooped on. 2 minutes to your fight. Triangle choke.
Man.
Got him. Got him. So. Coach, I got him, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. That was the easy fight to Paul. And granted, I'll be honest with you, last night's fight, besides Alex and Antonio, and obviously the main card, Robert and them. Oh, I mean, Carla too, but it wasn't many people on this card that I really knew. Alright, I guess. Never mind. We get to that. Anyway, I've never seen either of these guys, is what I was getting at.
Like the lower part of the main card?
The lower part of the main card, I've never seen any of them for real. Except for Oliveira.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? And to me, Oliveira should not be in that conversation of a bunch of no names like that. So that's just something for him to work on.
It's kind of
I hate to keep saying that.
Disrespectful comment
It
for no
is.
names.
It is. But anyway,
the fighters they watch this podcast and like, oh, calling me a no name. Fuck these guys.
don't get mad at us. We're just reporting what we see, and that anyway should motivate you. If I was a fighter, it'd motivate me. Oh, you think I'm nobody? Let me show you. You feel me? Right. So anyway, they had a nice little fight.
Next fight.
Carla
Esperanza.
Yes, sir.
And what's her name?
Marina Rodriguez.
No, Marina Rodriguez.
One, by the way, she is.
I thought.
12.
I thought Marina was gonna knock her out. Like before the fight started, I was like, Carla. Cause Carla's last fight I remember, I think she fought Cynthia Calvillo, and she won the fight technically, but a lot of people feel like she lost the fight. Okay. But anyways, I felt like Carla Esperanza. I felt like she's already done enough in the sport. I'm like, well, I don't know why she keep fighting, but you know, fighters love to fight. If they do their passion, they're gonna keep fighting, and they have every right to fight. Shit like that. Now Marina, I thought Marina was gonna knock her out.
You did.
But going in the fight, watching the fight, Carla was taking her down majority of the fight, like controlling her from the top and takedowns. But I ain't gonna lie, Carla, she took some damage. She took some damage. See her face, especially after the fight. I was like, God damn, you want this shit? Like,
judge's eyes, you really won.
But hey, she did win. She had a lot more. She had a lot of takedowns. Mm-hmm. And Marina, I felt like she needed to work on her jiu-jitsu, work on her ground game, cause I feel like I shouldn't say she, cause it's easy for me from watching. I said she could easily defended those takedowns and got up from the bottom. But you know, she's in there with her, and I don't know her skill set. I don't know her skill level. But
woman to woman, they had.
I know
it out, you feel me?
A lot of people. I guess I say a lot of people had their money on Carla, and
I did. I thought Carla was gonna win.
I thought she was gonna. I don't know. I'm horrible. Like, I thought she was gonna be a washed up fighter quick. I thought she was gonna quick become a washed up fighter, but
I know what you mean.
She still got it. I shouldn't make no assumptions like that.
She controlled that, like you said. She controlled the takedown game. So it's like, if you can impose your will on somebody, it kind of shows how much of a fighter you really are. And low-key, she's kind of a vet in the women's division. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's women vets out there, and I think she's one of them. So I expected her to win, low-key. I said if she would have lost, I would have been like, dang.
I'll tell you one thing, though. She would never become the strawweight champion ever again.
I don't know about that either.
You know, you got too many badasses up there. You got Joanna. You got Wang Lee. You got Wei Lee. You got Rose. You got Andrade. Like, just them four up there alone. It's like
something that,
how you getting up to that mountain?
Yeah.
Like,
how do you taking a car? No, I feel it though. No, you're definitely right. Carla, she could be up there, but like you said, with those type of people, it's not happening. Especially like, I'm not picking Rose out in a bad way, because actually Rose is probably my favorite on that list in the women's strawweight, and we talked about that last video, but Rose, if you trying to get past Rose to get to the top of that mountain, basically she would have to start with Rose. And the only reason I'm saying start with Rose is because Rose, as we talked about in the last fight, does not have knockout power. She has accuracy, and she knows what she's doing. Right. So if she lands a clean shot, it's over for you. And that's how she used to rock people and win all these fights. She knows what she's doing. Her technique is phenomenal. It's unbeatable. Like, her punches are just, like, kicks, all of that are just sharp. There's no like, oh, I'm just throwing this, or I'm just like kind of getting it, or I might get it. It's a bitch, right? Quick, fast at you. You feel me? And with that type of accuracy, something that can't be stopped. So if you coming in the ring, if you coming in with Rose, you got to be on point, and you got to be able to knock her out and dominate her. Whereas, what's my girl's name? Who did she just fight? Andres, right? She is strong. Like, she's a tough ass fighter, like a big girl. So if you can't get past Rose, who just has accuracy to rock your shit, you get to them other girls who are like, they sitting like men. They got men fucking strength. They
another thing, Andrade, her wrestling I think is better than Carla. More aggressive, more intense.
More, all of that. So
if Carla couldn't get past them, man.
She couldn't. Because you're not getting past Rose to begin with.
Because those two are like sub bosses. Then Joanna and Wei Lee it's like bosses. You know what I'm saying?
Check.
You can't get past the sub boss. Ain't no way you get into it.
You feel me?
But yeah.
I like it though. I like it.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Now, how you like that heavyweight fight?
This heavyweight fight is nice. Now, the thing about this submission, it was an armbar, right?
Yeah, an armbar.
So, what I'm a little upset, this is a kind of an older comment, but just hear me out. Alexander Gustafsson. You remember way back in the day, that was the first UFC cover, right?
I think so, yeah. Him and John Jones.
Right? Now, when we watched that fight, given the time period, whatever have you, John Jones, at that time, was probably the best of the best. Unstoppable, unbeatable. Yes, John got in trouble, went down the bad road. But before that, let's just stick with that time period. John Jones would be the greatest fighter of all time. He would have been the next Anderson Silva had he not gotten in trouble and did all this extra nonsense that he should have been doing.
Right.
But let's harp on their fight for a minute. Alexander Gustafsson was literally the only person who stood a chance against John Jones. It was the perfect matchup. That they could have been phenomenal rivals for years to come, right? And because John Jones messed up, it didn't happen. You feel me? Now, the reason I bring that up is because when you saw that fight, Alexander Gustafsson was moving around the same way John Jones was. He had length, he had sharp elbows. Now, granted, he didn't throw them exactly the same as John Jones did. That's why he ended up losing. But he was literally the only person who put up a fight, and we were like, oh, he's having a tough time right now in that ring. Everybody else, John was just going through. You knew, like, oh, you won this fight, you dominated this fight. Either he knocked him out, or he dominated so much that you just knew. Even if it looked like he was kind of in trouble, he wasn't. Because, you know, when John get in the clinch or whatever, you may hit his ribs, whatever, but then he'll kind of give you a nice little quick, small shove and quick elbow, right? And he was the champ at that. And you know, use his knees, utilize everything in the clinch.
Fucking scary with elbows.
Scary.
That's like,
and so Alexander Gustafsson was the only person who was right there with that man. The only person. Now, let's forget about all of that and bring it to current day. This man should be rocking people. He should have took John Jones' spot, and he didn't.
I mean, remember they had a second fight?
Even then.
Years later. But he did worse.
He did worse. That's what I mean. I don't know how you go toe-to-toe with the pound-for-pound, almost greatest fighter of all time. Could have been. It's just his little setbacks and get-ups got in John Jones' way. How do you have that potential? Everybody sees that potential on a national, big scale. And literally was like hanging in there. It wasn't like he was in there doing crappy at all. He did the best out of any fighter John has ever faced. John even admitted, like, that was kind of a scary fight. Not like that he thought he was going to get knocked out or anything.
I feel like Alexander Gustafsson now,
he's fucking shitty.
I'm not going to call him fucking shitty. I wouldn't say that.
He's fucking shitty.
But, like the way I see him now, I feel like he's so stiff.
Yeah.
He's stiff as fuck right now.
That's what's killing me.
And it's just like, I feel like he's afraid to, like pull the damn trigger. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. I don't see the energy. The energy ain't there.
I don't see it either.
And
but you see it when he fought John Jones.
Hey, me and my brother was texting each other during the fight.
He almost looked happy, but go ahead.
Like before the fight, was right? Because I know Verdun, I feel like he hasn't fought for a while. And I was like, I told my brother, I texted, I was like, I think Gustafson gonna. I think Gustafson gonna knock this dude out, knock Verdum out. And Anthony was like, I don't know about that. He was like, low key, Verdum came in here in shape. Cause you know Verdum, he always got that flab on him. But I was looking at Verdum, I was like, he actually came in shape for this fight. I was
Sound big.
First round, put him in that arm bar. I was like, oh,
ridiculous. Break it. Break enough.
And I was lazy with my predictions this card, bro. Cause I would have got all my predictions. I would have got all my predictions wrong except for one.
Let me. But that's what I mean, though. The whole right side won last night, which is weird.
Man,
now, the fact that he got this armbar off so slickly, I really don't even want to talk about it. Because I'm just upset at Alexander. I'm just upset at Alexander. Because I promise you, I was so excited for this man's career. I was like, John Jones, the GOAT. And yeah, I want to see John Jones kill it. I was a John Jones fan, went to see him, Johnny Bones, whatever. I want him to kill it, right? We even watched those fights and everything like that. I was like, he about to be the next Anderson Silva. Cool. I want to see that. I'm excited for that. But then I said, you know what? Alexander Gustafsson is going to be that guy that has his match that we're always going to be like, oh, hell yeah, I want to see Alexander and John do it again. Or like, you know what I'm saying? It could have been one of those things to where maybe they fought one last time for the third time. John wins, whatever. But then Alexander is always that second contender. Which isn't a bad story to have. You know what I mean? Because who knows? You might slip up and become champion.
Right.
We're not going to be mad at it. It keeps the business going. But he literally had this energy. And to know, I think what I'm really so upset at is that John Jones missed his career too. But if Alexander would have just took it his place. He should have just took his place. And that's what's fucking me up. It's like, how do you go from this fighter that has crazy potential, hanging in there with one of the GOATs?
He's just on decline right now. He's just on decline. I feel like...
Right now?
Because
he's been on a decline.
I think I remember him saying he wanted to retire.
Did he?
Yeah, Alexander Gustafsson. But like, he wanted to... But he wants to retire off of a win.
Well,
but it's like I think he's had two losses in a row?
I think
so. 2 or 3 in a row. But so,
shitty.
I'm like, if he doesn't win this next one, he might as well retire with the loss and just hang it up. Don't be like BJ Penn. Don't be like BJ Penn. If you know BJ Penn, his ass can't come back and lose. Bro, your record already looks suspect as a Hall of Famer. Just stop.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, bro, you fucking up your Hall of Fame right now.
Right, like, bro, just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the shit hits the fan.
That's another story. I wanted to get into BJ Penn.
Okay.
Nah, we
gotta stay focused.
Yeah.
Hella more to talk about. So, let's go down to our the co-main event now.
Oh wait, no, yeah, you right.
You ready? Okay, yeah. I was making sure because that little armbar it killed me. Anyway, light heavyweight co-main event. It was Mauricio Rua.
Shogun.
And Antonio Rogeri.
Antonio Nogueira.
I don't know his middle name though. Nogueira, but I don't know his middle name. So, about the Nogueira brothers first. They are all great fighters. They are all great fighters.
Nogueira got his arm broke by Frank Mir back in the day.
That's disgusting. Why would you say that?
I can't remember which Nogueira that was.
It was
Was that Antonio or was the other one?
No, it was the other one. It would definitely be Antonio.
Okay.
Antonio lost this, okay?
How'd you feel about the fight? It went to decision. How'd you feel about it? You feel like you should have lost? Or you feel like it was a good decision? I felt like Shogun, he rightfully won that fight.
I'm gonna say it was a good decision. Good decision. I do think that Shogun I think it's a good decision because he did show that bit of like, hey, he's moving around nice. He's getting some little kicks and punches in. It's the way Shogun was moving that I think solidified it for the judges' eyes. I feel like they kind of went a little bit more off of. They always go off of the card, but I feel like they kind of judge that strictly card basis. You know what I mean? Because you know, some fights you can see like, oh, that nigga got his shit fucked up. I see why the judges picked up.
I feel like Shogun won that fair and square. Shogun, like.
But that's what I mean, though. I feel like it was a good decision in that sense, in the sense of the judges went off what the scorecard is supposed to be. I don't know if that's making sense. What I'm trying to say.
Isn't that what they're supposed to do?
That's what I'm saying, but I'm trying to explain it in the sense of like, cause you got some fights. Let's take Andrej and Rose's fight, right? Remember she had that fat ass eye? You know how like, if they'd have said Rose won, you'd have been like, what the fuck? Because they going off the scorecard, right? So in this sense, I feel like it was a good decision like that. Like, if somebody had like a whole busted up, cracked open face, 20 different places, that happens sometimes where some fighters look more fucked up than the loser. But that's usually because they KO'd that person. But in a decision win, the person who had the fucked up face would have lost. You feel what I'm saying? And everybody would be like, oh, I can see why. This one was more like, Shogun went in there and put on a show professionally. Like, this is what martial arts is about. Like Rose wants to do, but Rose needs some knockout power. She would keep getting her shit right. I don't know if that makes sense.
Going into this fight, I was like, man, what year is this, bro? What year is this? It's like they're just two old motherfuckers.
That's what I'm
fighting.
I'm
like, God damn, what the fuck, right? They set this up like 10 years ago. Well, this is like the third fight.
He's heavy. He be moving his body side to side. Like, what's up?
Hey, you know I didn't like how Nogueira came in with like horrible striking technique.
That's what I'm saying. He be moving his body like
he was just,
he be ready to wound up his punches.
It's like he came in oh man, we fighting.
He gonna round him up, like I'm telling you. You right had him on.
I mean, he got power.
He got hella power.
But it's like the way he was. I was like, oh, this dude old for real, bro.
Yeah, little old man. He been in a couple tussles.
But Shogun, his striking was still superb, man.
Yeah.
Shogun, his strike, he was a little flabby. You know, he got that old man flab now. You see him? See his body?
A little side, little love handle. Yeah. Kind of jiggling. Ain't nothing wrong with that,
but
man.
Yeah, but he put on a good show, though.
I say they two vets that deserve a vet fight.
You see that shoulder hit, though? That wasn't even a proper take. It wasn't even technically a takedown. Remember? That shoulder hit no girl. Shogun, I was weak. I was like, they just shoulder hit this dude? Like,
hey, what about, remember, what's his name? Usman.
No, that was different though.
Yeah, it was different.
I remember it was.
But still, I feel like
more
the shoulder
you know how Shao Kahn do on Mortal Kombat? That's how it was.
That is what it was. That's true. They like heavyweights, man. I guess all that weight, how you push back.
It looked low key like an accident. Like Shogun lost his balance a little bit, and Nogueira just took advantage of it. Like by instinctual split second, hit him with the shoulder. I was like, damn, what the. That was weird. It was cool though.
Yeah, it was. Something you don't see every day in the UFC.
Right.
Or in MMA, period. But like, it was a light heavyweight fight. Co-main event. And Mauricio Shogun Rua definitely won. Still in the sense, I hope that made sense earlier, everything I was trying to say. If it didn't, whatever. But I hope it did. Good fight. Two vets that deserve a veteran fight.